Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to use the intersection button, and we're going to create this heart with the cheetah print over top of it. And just a better explanation, if you can see where the cheetah print is cut exactly the way that the heart is, that would be very time consuming to get that this way, but I have a very easy way. Okay, so let's hop onto Google and I typed in heart, and I went over and got this heart symbol, and it has the little squares, which means it's a transparent background. And I think I mentioned it in an earlier video. Sometimes when you go down here and you copy an image and you come into Inkscape and you bring it in here and you paste it, it has a black background. Now with this specific image, this will be easy to trace and get our heart, but sometimes it's not. So what you have to do with those images is you have to go in and save the image as, and then upload it, which let's do that so we know how to upload things. So let's say we're going to save this image. Okay, I'm going to make sure that it's in my documents, and I'm going to just label it heart. Okay, and as you can see, it says heart, and it's a PNG type file, so that means that it has a transparent background, no background. So let's go into Inkscape, and we're going to go to File and Import, and you can see that it's in, I'm in Inkscape right now, so I need to go to my documents, and then let's just search our file, heart. And then you're going to press OK, and it's going to bring in that heart with no background. See, you can see the behind there. Alright, now this is still an image. We have to convert it into a path so our Cricut will recognize it. So let's do that before we forget. Let's go Path, Trace Bitmap. There's one color, so we're going to add another for 2. Remove background, update it, and OK. This is our image because we can tell down here it says image, and we're going to delete it because we want our path. You can double check by clicking the nodes button. Okay, so here's our heart, and then I just went to Google and grabbed and typed in leopard print pattern black and white, and got on this one, and I'm just going to second click, right click it, copy image, and go into Inkscape and paste it. Now I need to go up and trace it and convert it into a path. So path, trace bitmap, has one color because white doesn't count as a color, so add 2. I am going to touch on, make sure it's on multiple scans, colors, 2 scans, remove background, we'll update it, and OK. I'm going to pull this one off. Again, we can check this one, and it says image, so we're going to delete it. And that says path. Okay, so let's put it on top of here, and you can resize it down to make them little. Make sure all of them are on here. And see how it keeps snapping like that? And I told you we can go over here to the right and click it off so it won't snap. Okay? Okay, now we're going to need another one of these. So we're going to Control D to duplicate it. I'm going to put it over to the side. And we're going to place this on where we want it. And then we're going to put our heart on top. And we're going to select our heart and our leopard print by holding the shift and selecting it, and then go to path down to intersection. And as you can see, it's created an intersection on there, and it needs to be, here we go. And then you can change the color. I mean, you could change these to white, which that doesn't look right. Let's keep those black, and change this to, oh, Control Z. Let's click our heart. Change it to a purple. Okay, so that looks good. And I recommend this being for a t-shirt used on heat transferred vinyl, because that vinyl is more easy to deal with when you're working with like these very intricate little designs. To place this on like a mug, those will probably peel off, and it'll be hard to weed it without these wanting to come off with it too. But with the heat transfer vinyl, I feel like it's so much easier. You can just rip that off and it'll all come apart, and you can probably have to come in and weed all this little stuff. But I do want to touch on, if you look on these nodes, and when you get familiar, when you start cutting Cricut and stuff, if you look closely, let's get off of them, around the edges, like this little one, that's not going to do anything. That we are going to just delete it. And like I said, you can draw a box over it by using your left key and just hitting the delete button. And I recommend just going around and seeing if you see any of those little ones like that right there, and delete. And these random little nodes up here, delete. So yeah, just go around and see if you see anything that looks like it would be hard to cut out. You see those little random. Okay, the other ones I think look pretty good. Okay, now let's group this together by drawing a box over it, selecting both of them, and going to Object, Group, or again, you can hit Control G to group. Okay. I'm going to make sure that we have our correct size that we want. I'm going to lock this and just change it to an even 7. But depending on what shirt you're putting it on, etc., then you size it the way that you like it or need it to be. Okay, so now let's save it. File, Save As. I'm going to say leopard heart and save it as a plain SVG, and then click Save.